because this is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 6 in the NLT. And you know what is holding him back, for he can be revealed only when his time comes. For this lawlessness is already at work secretly, and it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way. Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed, but the Lord Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming. This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles. He will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction, because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. So God will cause them to be greatly deceived, and they will believe these lies. Then they will be condemned for enjoying evil rather than believing the truth. Shalom, shalom. Before I begin this lesson, all praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, bishop, and elders, a great millstone that rule well, and peace and blessings be multiplied on you, brethren, pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. To the hopeful elect, 144,000, Shalom, and the rest of the men, women, and children that will receive mercy from the Lord in these last days, Shalom, and to the scattered Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, Shalom unto you. It's the brother Dama Agabar here with another lesson, Lord willing to edify through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and I started with this Second Thessalonians, the second chapter, dealing with the man of sin, the lawless man, which is Esau Edom, all right, who was being brutally exposed through this truth and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai by the holy apostles and prophets and the men of the true man of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And also he's being exposed by a lot of these truthers, a lot of these so-called insiders, a lot of these a lot of these other nations that are privy to a lot of the information and the secret doctrines and the wickedness of Esau is all coming out in these last days. All right. And he can no longer hide himself. And we're at the point now to where, if you tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, are still trusting and believing in this, in Esau, the so-called white man, then you deserve everything that you're going to get from this man, because he's only showed himself to be your enemy and not your friend. All right. And he's going to continue to show himself to be your enemy as he's about to come down with great wrath, as it tells us in Revelation, the 12th chapter. All right. Because the jig is up. All right. The Lord has the spirit of truth, the spirit of exposure. The light is shining on all of the darkness and the wickedness that is, hovering and directing this earth in complete wickedness. All right. And you'll be a goddamn fool, for you to be misled and to be deceived and to any way trust anything that is coming out of this man's lips. All right. His serpentine lips, because like we've been warning you, starting with the elders and the apostles, that this man is the wicked. He's the border of wickedness. All right. He's that red horse that was spoken of in the book of Revelation to come and take peace from the earth. He's Esau Edom. He's the son of perdition. He's the devil and Satan that the Bible speaks of. All right. And like it says here in the 10th verse in the Second Thessalonians in the NLT, he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction. You see? And, and the Lord has his prophets and his true men of the Lord to give you the truth, to give you the shakedown and the goods on who this man truly is, according to prophecy. All right. And he's not your friend. All right. He's the devil and Satan that the Bible speaks of, the wicked, the son of perdition. And everything that he does is to deceive you into, to destroying yourself, man. And he's deceiving everybody to bow down and to ultimately to worship him as a God. And, take control over your soul, man. All right. And this is all because I was reading this article here, which, hey, this article says a lot. And that's why I was saying that at this point in the game, if any of you simple-minded Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans get duped by this and fall for this bullshit again, and you trust this man into allowing him to, put his juice up in you again, then you deserve every single thing that comes with it. Hey, in this article, hey, because you see what came with you people trusting and believing him the last time and rolling up your sleeve and receiving what he offered you. Look at the results of that. And he's about to come, like we've been telling you, they're going to come with another lockdown. They're pushing this H5N1. Recently, today I was listening to the Elder Apostle Tahar video to where, those people going on those Carnival cruise that got on that plane going, I think, to Houston or going back to Texas. They all were quarantined and supposedly all infected with C9er type of symptoms, which this is probably going to be the new thing. They're going to push all of these different sicknesses and viruses and sicknesses and scares, all over again, so that they could bring in this new LD, this new lockdown. All right. And this time they're going to use this, this BIRD to give the WHO the power that they desire to lock you people down once again, to bring in more digital IDs, to bring in, this NWO. You see? And it says what here? The BF outbreak may have originated from the laboratory. And what happened with the last situation? Now is not all this information coming out that's exactly where that thing that supposedly came from Chinese people eating bats in the wet market. Now they're coming out and telling you exactly where it came from. And now all of a sudden they have this new thing, and it's mysteriously just coming out of nowhere. But like we've been telling you, there's no coincidences, man. And that's why, Fauci and these other individuals are able to tell you that there is going to be another P. It's not a matter of if, but just when, because they're the ones that's coordinated. They're the ones that's building it, and they're going to be the one that's going to release it so that they could ultimately, seize power and control, and to, get their Depop agenda going on, amongst many, many other things. All right. So I'm going to read this, and it's going to tell you a lot, man. All right. And this cannot be more far-fetched, because, we know how this devil operates. Remember, like I just read in that 2 Thessalonians, everything in this man's arsenal is a form of deception. All right. It's a form of deception, to get you to ultimately to trust him, and for him to deceive you into believe in something that's ultimately more than what it seems. But it just gives him the power and the desired power that he wants. All right. So it says, Dr. Peter McCullough said in a post on his Substack Tuesday that the current H5N1 outbreak may have come out of a laboratory. The revelation was based off a study he co-authored published Monday. It says the above circumstances prompted us to pose a question, namely, is it possible that the HPAI H5N1 clad 2-3-4-4b evolved not in nature, but as a result of serial passage or gain of function research in a laboratory? And one thing you have to understand and to believe is that this is not far-fetched. Remember, this man is wiser than Daniel. All right, he has put billions and billions of dollars into studying this. Matter of fact, let me get this real fast. All right, this is Psalms chapter 60. Well, let me get this in the King James. All right, this is Psalm 64 verse 5, and we bring this scripture out all the time because, hey, it comes out because, hey, that's the that's the spirit. This is one of those qualifying scriptures to prove that this man is the complete absolute devil. And this is Psalm 64 verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. You see, so it's not far-fetched that they would produce something like this in a laboratory to do exactly what they wanted to do. And this has been something that these devils have been concocting and, brainstorming and been wanting to use as a way to bring in this NWO. All right. It's something of this nefarious magnitude. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? You see? And that's part of that deception. They do all these things secretly, and then they'll come out and tell you, oh, this came naturally out of nature. And, but then again, they're been manipulating it and finding out ways to make particular sicknesses more contagious, more viral, more destructive, so that, they could, lay these snares for you people, to deceive you into believing that climate change is a real thing. And the only way that, humanity can be saved and you can be safe and be protected is to put your trust and faith and trust the science. All right. which, this is a pseudoscience, a false science, because it's ultimately manufactured and deceptive in nature. It says they commune of laying snares privily. Let's see look up this word commune. That's what these devils do. That's what all these laboratories, that's what a lot of these universities are really all about. They're breeding grounds and they're houses of Satanism, This is where they can conduct their wicked business, their sorcery, their witchcraft, these different things of this nature. And the word is sapar. It says to talk, to be recounted, be rehearsed, be related. Enumerator. It says a learned man as scribe. You see, to rehearse, to recount. This is what they have all these different councils and these different meetings for, is to commune on how they can, get these different agendas off the ground and running. You see, it says they search out iniquities. You see, the way that they're able to make gain of function type of technology is because they searched out these iniquities, because they searched it out in these universities and these laboratories with these doctors spending thousands of millions of dollars on research, testing shit on monkeys, on animals, even doing this shit on, with human trials behind closed doors. They're not going to come out and tell you all these different things of how they conduct all of this research to create shit like this. But why do you think all these people come missing? All thousands of children become up missing. Adults just pop up missing out of nowhere. What the hell you think they're doing with a lot of these people besides sacrificing them and doing all type of other wickedness upon them? They're running a lot of these tests and, conducting these experiments on them to create these type of things. It says they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, right? Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. You see, and that's why it's not far-fetched that they cook this shit up in the laboratory. All right. This is just the deepness of how, just how deep their wickedness goes. It says, in fact, the evidence we uncovered thus far strongly raises the suspicion that this is indeed the case. In fact, when former CDC Director Dr. Robert Redfield was interviewed recently, he bragged about being able to weaponize the BF in mere months. In the laboratory, I could make it more infectious to humans in months. And this is this CDC director being quoted words out of his own mouth. You see, this is part of them accomplishing that diligent search. This is the heart of every one of them being deep. Like I said, they put a lot of time, money, and effort and research into how to do these particular things. This is why you see the World Economic Forum, Noah Harari, talking such cash money and such speaking so proudly against Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, because the Lord has given them the technology to be able to tap into some of these things, only to, to puff them up and to harden their hearts so that they ultimately can be destroyed. But the point is that they do have the ability and the technology to do these things. And this guy is telling you right out of his own mouth that he could make it in months. It says, in the laboratory, I can make it more infectious to humans in months. It's been published the 4 amino acids that I need to change. That's the real biosecurity threat, that these university labs are doing these bio experiments. Like I said, these universities and these bio labs are nothing more but breeding grounds for sorcery and witchcraft and mass deception, man. All right. That's their modern day Chaldeans, their modern day soothsayers, their modern day sorcerers, their modern day Janus and Jambres, inside of these universities to create experiments like this. You see, it says the BF, I think, is going to be the cause of the great P, where they are teaching these viruses how to be more infectious for humans, Redfield said in an interview. You see, and this is why, like I read in Thessalonians, this man is the absolute and complete devil, man. All right. And it's just true. That's exactly what he is, man. You see, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. And this is an evil thing that he is doing, man. But you think he gives a damn? No, because he has it already set in his mind that, look, I'm using this for exactly what I needed to use it for, because I need to use this in order to spread fear and chaos and to give, the power that they want to lock everything down, to, establish the agenda that they're trying to, bring to pass. And they don't give a damn how many people it kills or affects or harms, because look at what they did with the last one. How many people are still affected? How many people are still dropping or de-essing? How many people are still being destroyed and affected, and their lives have been destroyed by what they've gave out the last time. Hey, they're even saying this one's going to be even worse. This might be the new disease X. This might be the new, way that they're going to, cull a lot of the population. It says that he may set his nest on high, and that he may be delivered from the power of evil. That thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and has sinned against thy soul. And that's what you see happening here. I don't know if your brothers have been watching it, but they got Dr. This nigga Fauci on the hot seat. This nigga over there crying like a bitch, which they probably ain't going to do nothing to the guy. They're probably not going to convict him. But, a lot of the truth has come out that everything that he was saying was a fucking lie, because these people are the devil. They're Satan. They're deceivers, man. All right. And they over there grilling the hell out of his ass. He's over there, they're threatening my family. And, well, motherfucker, you are the face of, of this, mad deception that you guys, this experiment that you done put out here on people, which you denied and said it wasn't gain of function, that it wasn't made in the lab. And now all the receipts are coming out, and you sitting there, got the audacity to cry and try to play the victim, man. You see, but that's what Esau does when he's exposed, when the light is shined upon him, when everybody is pointing him out, he'll quickly to play the victim and cry and sob, and and that's why you can never trust this devil, man. All right. It says, thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and have sinned against thy stone. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. You see, and that's what you see happening. That's why nobody is trusting these damn devils. And that's why we know when they bring in this next thing, nobody's going to really go along with it. People are not going to believe it. They're not going to have the trust of the people. So they're going to have to eventually use brute force, man. All right. They're going to get real draconian. They're going to bring out martial law. They're going to bring out these blue hat UN troops to enforce this shit that nobody's really going to believe and follow. Now, you are going to have people that's going to catch this shit, that's going to get sick, that's going to be infected, that's going to have, particular things happen. But you're going to have a lot of people that's not going to take it until they ultimately come with the hammer and force it upon people. And we know what the shit that they're going to give you in order for you to be so-called safe from this shit is really where the most damage is going to be done. You see, that's how part of the deception, to create this atmosphere of fear and, let a couple people drop dead from this shit and, shock and awe enough to where you can be deceived into getting what they really want you to take, which is the so-called solution. All right. Let me get to the point here. It says, while the sea was originally claimed to have originated from Chinese people eating a bat, a common practice in the Asian nation, it was quickly revealed that the outbreak stemmed from a bioweapons lab in Wuhan. It says, in similar fashion, you see that word being created in a lab became a pandemic during the presidential election year, followed by an mRNA gene therapy vaccine being rolled out. The new BF has possibly also come from a lab, is being hyped as a P during the election year. So they're running the same fucking play all over again. They just waited a couple of years to do it, man. You see, like Elder Apostle Gabar always says, they're not very, what's the word he used? Prolific, man. Esau, he keeps running the same play over and over and over again, because, it's going to work to a certain extent. But ultimately, hey, the Lord has the Scorpio out in the this man is being sought. He's being, he's being caught. And they're going to do the same shit. Like I was saying in my past videos, they're probably going to roll this shit out, try to, around the election time, try to either stop Trump from winning or, if Trump does win, to let this be the main reason that when Trump do get in, they're going to spring this shit to let it go completely out of control and everybody go ape shit, It says an mRNA gene therapy vaccine is already in development while another is now in mass production. And that's not a coincidence. At the same time, they're stoking this fear of this shit. Now they're mass producing, remedies for it. It says it is likely that if the new viral mania takes hold over the BF, just as the last one did over the C, a large amount of humans will receive the BFV. And if it's anything like the CS, massive amounts of side effects can be expected. You see, because that's ultimately where the deception, the deception is going to lead you to, is taking that shit, that's where the real objective is for you people to take this shit. What does it say? It says the CS are known to increase in lethality after repeated doses. And that's what they're going to say. Oh, it's mutating. The first one didn't work. Now you got to take the extra with the 2 and then the booster and then yada and then yada. Same playbook, man. And it's going to guess what? It's going to be the same results as you got from the last one, but this one's going to super accelerate it. And then what does it say? Increase C infection rates result in insane and gross turbo cancers, reproductive destruction, cause miscarriages, paralyzation, increased XF death rates, autoimmune disorders in the thyroid, as well as deadly headaches, seizures, and heart inflammation, in addition to a multitude of serious ailments seen in massive population studies, and contain hundreds of times the allowable level of DNA contamination, leading to mutagenic effects, contaminating the blood supply, as well as permanently altering the DNA of the vid and their offsprings, while being expected to kill people for a very long time in the future, you see? And this is what this man is ultimately trying to establish, because it's really a depop agenda, as well as them trying to, bring in this NWO, because that's a huge part of it. Depopulation is a huge part of their New World Order agenda, all right? Because they want to decrease humanity by 500 million, because it will be a smaller population and smaller amount of people to control, so that they don't have to worry about being overran or overtaken. You see? It says in the U.S., the CDC recommends all Americans receive their CS and that young children receive extra, while Canada recommends another shot for the pregnant, indigenous, radicalized, and equity deserving. It is likely that the BF gets its time in the limelight in a similar fashion to the C. The new BFVs for humans will be widely recommended as well. You see? While the BFVs for humans are currently being mass produced, climate change Vs for animals are under development. So they're trying to stick everybody, man. Everybody and everything. All right? And that's why I said what I said. Hey, if you simple-minded jakes get duped again by this man, then you deserve everything that you get, man. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy. All right? And never, under any circumstances, man. This man cannot be trusted. Remember, everything that he does is a form of deception. All right. He's a liar and the father of it. He's a physician of no value. He's the son of perdition, whose desire is as hell. All right. And he wants a lot of you people, to be sent to hell in the biblical sense, which is the pit and the grave. It says, but in his adversity, it says, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust had not been altogether wiped away. So you can't trust this devil under any circumstances, especially if he's weeping with his eyes. He's trying to come and sound humble. Know who this man truly is, man. All right. He's Satan. He's the devil. All right. He cannot be trusted. He is evil. Let me get to the point. This is 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come now wild beast? Like all these people, when the last C19er came out, all the people who was taking it, who was trusting in the science, who was able to, go to the restaurant and somewhat go out and live their lives, they were braggadocious. They was proud. They was coming up against anybody who didn't want to take it. They was calling you an anti-this. They were saying you were the problem. All right. You're the reason why this, things can't go back to normal. And look what ended up happening to them at the end that got bit by this snake. Look at them now. They're all hurting. They're all through. They're all lives have been drastically changed, and their health has been continuously deteriorating. Why? Because you trusted that serpent and he bit your dumb ass. And it's going to be the same thing when he brings this new one in. Do not trust this man under any circumstances, man. No matter what he threatens you with, no matter what he tries to take away or tell you can't do, hey, put your faith and trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You'll be off way the better, man. All right? And you see what's going to happen to these dumbass people that's going to be duped again and take this next shit they're about to give to them. Watch how drastic those effects are going to be. It says, or any such as come nigh wild beasts. So one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity? And nobody's going to pity, man. All right. Verse 16, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. All right. And if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what this is. And he's going to push this shit as he's pretending to help you, but really he's going to undermine you and get you exactly where he wants you to be. This man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and we're going to see exactly how this thing is going to play out. But we know that they're going to bring in another lockdown. They're going to let this try to be another reason why they can, shut everything down and use fear and things of that nature to get you people to give away more of your rights so that you could be dog walked into this NWO, man. So with that, Lord willing, you were edified. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah. Put the spirit of me through this lesson. To the next one, shalom.